Now enter the focal point and peer through the lens. You will see what was unseen in the fable. Will tell you where you need to go. You've seen the hidden annotations then, and you know where you are going. You should be able to follow those annotations in sequence, leading you from location to location. Just like the hunter in the fable, you seek the Indrik now. Let Ulfsild be your guide. As this is your first time, I will accompany you into the field. Not everything you need to know is on the page. I will teach you how to break the Luminary wards and retrieve key fragments to enter the Indrik's domain. I'll meet you at the Lady's Standing Stone in Oradon. How nice it'll be to really stretch my wings again. Indeed. Ulfsild gathered hundreds of tomes in her search for these tales. A small handful of her annotated volumes will be needed to find the Luminaries. Beyond the Indrik, you will seek them out in whatever order you choose. Ulfsild felt a kinship with him. He was the first of the Luminaries to ally with the Archmage, and the first to commit his power to the altar. If any of these unorthodox beings are still loyal to Ulfsild, I felt he would be the one. Tilt your head, and think of the altar as the heart of the Scalarium. Without it, the library would simply be a graveyard of tomes. A lifeless shell filled with old knowledge and stories of the past. What makes that heart beat? What gives it life? Yes. Before the doors were sealed, the Indrik, Netch, Dragon, and Griffin fed the altar their strength. Now the heart of the Scalarium struggles to beat, and without that beating heart, your mastery of scribing will stagnate. Ah, there's the trick. We don't. Ulfsild underwent trials to prove her worth, to gain their trust. But that was lifetimes ago. All we can hope to do now is find the Luminaries and remind them of their promise to Ulfsild. The rest is up to you. Ulfsild created the True Sight lens as she developed the art of scribing. From a young age, she could see magic in a way few others could. This intuitive understanding of magic was what led her to the Luminaries, and inspired scribing itself. Seeing and understanding are two different things, interloper. The lens was a tool, a high branch to give her a bird's eye view of impressions left behind by the Luminaries. Here we are, where the fabled chase began. Ah, what a flight! I almost didn't want to land. But, to business. The Luminaries are beings of great power. Each has a domain they have shaped to their choosing. Each domain has a door, and each door, of course, has a key. As I said in the library, let the fable be your guide. We are here at the Lady, the first annotated location in the fable. Just as you did back at the Scalarium, peer through the True Sight lens within a focal point. Magic wards left behind by the Indrik. A trio of these wards hide a fragment of his key. Once revealed, these wards can be dispelled from a distance. Clear them all, and the key fragment will be revealed. Don't worry, I'll help you find it. If the Luminaries share one trait, it's a love of a challenge overcome. Yes, you'll need to gather 3 key fragments to open the Indrik's door. Let's begin, and remember, if you lose your sight, there will always be more focal points at hand. Peer through the lens, reveal the wards, and claim the key fragment. This may seem a small step, but an incredible path waits before you. The lens Find another focal point. Each will be in sight of a ward. Once more, find another focal point. Peer through the lens and break the wards to find the key fragment. Revealed. The first key fragment is yours. Well done. You've taken to this well. Your early steps to master scribing. But from here I must take my leave. Return to the Scalarium. Ulfsild, I believe, wanted her inheritor to walk this path alone. Just as you did here, use the fable to find your way. Dispel the wards, and with key in hand, you should be able to open the door and meet the Luminary Indrik face to face. He will likely ask you to prove yourself worthy of his power. I have a good feeling about you, interloper, altar breaker. I have faith you can do it. Magnus guide you on your journey, and I'll see you back at the Scalarium. Just remember, you can always reference the Fable of the Indrik from your bag. Ulfsild's annotations will guide you on your journey. Find the wards, obtain the fragments, and soon you shall meet your first luminary of magic. Seek the key fragment. Walk the path.
To Apocrypha with you.
Gather your feathers about you. The last fragment is within those ruins.
Make better choices.
It has been many long years since a mortal entered my domain. And now here you are, following in Ulfsild's footsteps. Welcome to my domain, adventurer, bearer of my fable. I sense the power of the Scholarium within you. Your ink-stained hands have touched the altar's magic. I sensed too when Ulfsild's essence faded from this realm. After all these years, do you hope to be her inheritor? I sense potential. You hunger for power, much as Ulfsild did when she sought me out all those years ago. I will ask you the same question I asked her. Do you deserve this power? The power to edit grimoires, to rewrite magic? What confidence! You believe you have the wisdom to use my power. The power to maim or mend, to blast with flame or freeze with ice. We shall see. First, my door must open once again. Place the fable you carry with you upon the dais. A story is never just a story. It has the power to change from within and without. The fable of the Indrik acts as a symbolic connection, a commitment from me to you. Place the book and open the path. It's good to taste the ink of the Scholarium upon the air again. Power can mean many things. Its meaning may change with each new day, each turn of the season. Ulfsild learned this hard lesson when the Scholarium slipped away. If I am to teach you as I taught her, I must learn what power means to you. A scroll nearby details a series of challenges, expressions of power, both subtle and not. Choose two to complete, that I might know what power means to you. You do not know me yet, but I am no taskmaster. Power expressed against one's will is no power at all. Attempt only the challenges that appeal to you. When you are done, return, and we will take your next step together. Rest easy. I would not set you to task without cause. There is method to my mindset. In the meantime, you have many questions. Mortals always do. I would be disappointed if you did not. Scribing is an art esoteric, translating the very stuff of magic into mortal hands by luminary liaison. There's much you do not understand, yet. To consider the meaning of power. Every being alive thinks they understand it. But how to gain power, or what power to gain, is not the crucial question. How should power be used? That is what drives me. Gladiators in a ring, the unquiet dead, a Daedric incursion, overlords reigning in the depths. They all possess the means to destroy, to control. I encourage you to see that power firsthand, and consider how you yourself would use it. The act of scribing is really quite simple. You focus your will, put ink to parchment, and scrawl your soul upon the page. You change the magic, and the magic changes you. Focus your intent, and fire becomes frost. Venom becomes shock. That was Ulfsild's choice. She spoke to other scholars of her time, her husband, her friends. But scribing was a path she walked alone. It was a choice I believe she came to regret in the end. If magic is a river, we are eddies in the current. We are not masters of the river, but we are a part of it. The river is us. We are the river. Each of us awakened in a different manner, time, and place. I am the oldest to choose my form, I believe. Why are you the way that you are? Why do you have smooth skin, 2 eyes, and walk upon 2 legs? You are what you were born to be, and I'm the same. I was able to choose my shape, but there was no other shape I could have been. My pocket domain, shaped and hewn into being in the same way I chose my form. I find it a pleasant respite from the larger world. Other luminary domains may have been formed with different goals. Indeed, each of us formed a pocket realm as we were born. None of us could answer the question of why, if that has risen to the top of your mind. Each of us has an opinion, of course, but that's also in our very nature, it would seem. I think we are very alone, each of us. And Aetherius, in its wisdom, did not wish us to be both alone and wandering. This sense of isolation is something we each grapple with in our own way, as did Ulfsild, of course. Of course. Only partially. Scribing, even in its earliest incarnations, seemed destined to use a luminary's power. It was Ulfsild's idea to bind my domain to the Scalarium, which in turn led to great achievements and those beautiful doors. In Ulfsild's time, yes, it did. The strength of the luminaries, channeled into the very heart of the scribing altar, allowed for incredible feats. And may do so again, depending on how you fare. The noble beast whose shape I chose felt right at home among these falling petals and verdant greens. When I need a moment's peace, or to rid my mind of stray thoughts, I'm grateful that this was the space that formed around me.